Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to Fabrizio Romano, Jadon Sancho's transfer to Man United is almost complete. An announcement is expected soon. Now, Jadon Sancho's medical has been delayed. Jadon Sancho is likely to have his medical after England's involvement at Euro 2020. It recently said that Man United are expected to sign Jadon Sancho next week. We've agreed the personal terms with Sancho, the agent fees have been agreed, and a 5-year contract worth £350,000 a week has been agreed. And Man United are in advanced talks with Borussia Dortmund over Sancho. We recently increased our offer to 72.6 million. Borussia Dortmund rejected our opening offer. Not so long ago, Borussia Dortmund told us to pay a take it or leave it asking price of 77 million plus add-ons. Borussia Dortmund have already made it clear that they want Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they begin their pre-season tour on the 23rd of July. It recently said we were planning to offer Donny van de Beek as part of a swap deal for Sancho. Jadon Sancho will be a great signing for Manchester United. The reasons is because he will fit in our team perfectly. He's predominantly a right winger, and of course we need a right winger. He'll create good chances for us and he'll score very, very good goals. He's still young, he's got a lot of development in him. And he's got a very good friendship with Marcus Rashford. You know, Rashford and Jadon Sancho touch base with each other a lot. So they are the reasons. The Jadon Sancho transfer saga is nearly over at last. It has been a long-running transfer saga though, because we've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so. Dortmund have lowered their asking price from what they was demanding last summer. Obviously, last summer, Borussia Dortmund's valuation was £108 million. We was reluctant to meet their £108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. The Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close. And Dortmund set a deadline last year. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But there's always been something in Sancho to Man United because it's been stemming from reliable journalists. You know, Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and he's a very reliable Italian journalist and close to Man United. And Christian Fart from Bild has spoken a lot about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga. Sancho has been at Dortmund for like 4 years. He's scored 50 goals in like 137 appearances. He's under contract with Dortmund until 2023, and Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City. So Dortmund are going to make a huge profit on the player. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants around 4 more signings when Sancho to Man United is official. I think there's going to be a problem with Mason Greenwood though when Sancho comes in, because Mason Greenwood does play on the right a lot for us. There again though, you can play Mason Greenwood centrally, but obviously Edison Cavani plays centrally. Who will Man United sign after Jadon Sancho? Now, I think we've got a very, very good chance of signing Rafael Varane from Real Madrid. Rafael Varane can leave Real Madrid. Florentino Perez, who's Real Madrid's president, he insists that his side have not received any official bids for Varane. Real Madrid want Rafael Varane to join Manchester United. Rafael Varane will cost between 40 to 45 million pounds, which is a bargain. Man United are the most likely club to get Varane. Real Madrid believe that Varane has agreed terms with Man United. We have held talks with Rafael Varane's agents. Not so long ago, we had a £50 million bid rejected because it says Real Madrid were demanding £80 million. Varane rejected a 2-year contract extension with Real Madrid. There has been rumours of a Rafael Varane and Paul Pogba swap deal, but it says Real Madrid rejected Man United's offer to swap Pogba for Varane. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, and Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. Varane's current contract expires next year. He's refused a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano said that not so long ago. Varane's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. You know, he's been with them over 10 years now. He's won 18 major honours, so he's got a good pedigree as a player. But if Varane came to Man United, you know, he'd complement Harry Maguire very well in our back line. And Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. Pau Torres, he's been another centre-half on our agenda. We recently got dealt a blow in our pursuit of Pau Torres, because Pau Torres insisted that he was calm on his future. You know, he said he's got a contract with Villarreal, he won his first title at the club, and he's focusing on the European Championships. So he feels settled at Villarreal. The Manchester Evening News said the other day that Manchester United were making progress on signing Pau Torres. It says Man United were working on the Pau Torres deal, but a Pau Torres deal is unlikely to be finalised until after the Euros. Pau Torres has around a €60 million release clause. He's been at Villarreal for a lot of years now, you know, risen up their academy, been in their senior squad since like 2016 and got a contract with Villarreal until 2024. Man United are still in for Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. It says that Man United have made a decision on the Kieran Trippier transfer. He says we are unwilling to pay £20 million for him. That's stemming from the Telegraph. Sky Sports said not so long ago that Atletico Madrid want £43 million if they are to sell Kieran Trippier. Trippier has around a £35 million release clause. It said not so long ago that we made a second bid for Trippier in the region of £21.5 million. We had an opening offer of £10 million rejected for Trippier. Our transfer bid for Trippier angered Atletico Madrid. Solskjaer has already decided on his transfer targets. He recently said Solskjaer wants to strengthen up in 4 positions, but now apparently Solskjaer's being told that there's no funds for a centre defensive midfielder. Ollie wants around 4 signings in this summer transfer window in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season, and I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. I'm convinced though that Solskjaer will get the players he wants to recommend in. Because obviously our board did say that they'll back Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings despite the Europa League final loss. Just before the summer transfer window opened, it said Solskjaer had been given a £150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. This is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager.
Yes, they attended this morning up to do the elite, but the boiler's not been switched on. Apparently the gas engineers put the fumes out.
Solskjaer is aware though of how big this summer transfer window is for himself. Joe Glazer has promised Manchester United fans that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. Because Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June. It was his first attendance in 15-16 years. Obviously, a lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season, because the Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. The Glazers have been at Manchester United for 16 years. They bought the club for £500 million back in 2005, and not so long ago we had our financial results. Our debt has risen up to around £443.5 million. Our debt continues to rise, which is a concern. Ed Woodward has showed his support for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot, even when we was enduring them really bad periods under him. We know that Woodward is standing down at the end of the year because it got announced earlier on this year that Ed Woodward resigned as Manchester United Vice Chairman. I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward. You know, Woodward has had a 16-year association with Man United. I'm expecting Man United to offload players in this summer transfer window. Now, the players I think we should offload, I think we need to offload Anthony Martial. Man United are looking to sell Martial. You know, Solskjaer said he's fed up with Martial's poor attitude. And a lot of United fans want him to go because Martial is no longer good enough to represent the club. Duncan Castles, who's a journalist, said not so long ago that Martial was offered to Real Madrid. Martial's agent is looking to move him away from the club. A season-long loan with an option to buy has been proposed. Martial has been at Man United for 6 years. He scored 78 goals in 258 games in all competitions. Martial's got a contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. We got Martial in a deal worth £58 million from Monaco back in 2015. Martial's had 2 good seasons. He was good the season before last, and he was good in his debut season under Van Gaal. Last season he was out with a knee injury for a while. I think we should offload Juan Mata in this summer transfer window. Whether we do or not, I do not know. Not so long ago, it said that Man United offered Juan Mata a 1-year contract with a wage reduction from his last contract. Juan Mata's current contract expires at the end of this month. But he should go because he doesn't really get in R11 now. Juan Mata's lost that yard of pace and he's ageing up. The first part of last season, Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Juan Mata has had a good career at Man United. You know, he's been at the club for like 7 years now. Got him for £40 million from Chelsea back in 2014.
Send someone out to look at the door.
Alright. I think we need to offload Donny van de Beek in this summer transfer window. I think there's a good chance we're going to offload Donny van de Beek. It recently said that Inter Milan want Donny van de Beek on loan. Not so long ago it said that Van de Beek wanted to go to Barcelona to end his Manchester United misery. And Arsenal have also made contact with us over the possibility of signing Van de Beek because Arsenal are in search for a central midfielder. Because Martin Odegaard recently returned to Real Madrid and so too did Dani Ceballos, and Granit Xhaka has agreed to join Roma. And Arsenal and Man United have done business with each other before. I think Van de Beek wants to remain in the Premier League. Van de Beek has only endured one full season at Man United. Quite clearly he's unhappy. You know, Van de Beek's made 36 appearances for us in all competitions. Most of them appearances have come from the bench. I think he only started 4 games in the league last season. Not so long ago it said Van de Beek was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future, and he got ruled out of the Euros through injury. We got Van de Beek in a deal worth £40 million from Ajax. He's got a contract with Man United until 2025, and Van de Beek's versatile. You know, he can play in 3 different roles. Solskjaer decides to sell Van de Beek. He set the exit price. It's £25 million. I think we should offload Nemanja Matic because I've got my strong reservations about Matic. He's always been a slow player. And analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been inconsistent and he's ageing up. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that he still gets his chances. Matic has been at Man United for over 4 years now, got him for £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. I think we should offload Alex Telles because quite clearly he's not getting enough chances at Man United. He's hardly played. And when we got Telles last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately, but obviously it didn't happen. Got Telles in a deal worth £15.4 million from Porto. I think we should loan Brandon Williams out to gain him more experience and to get a lot more opportunities. You know, Brandon Williams is our 3rd choice left back. Seldom plays for us now. I think we should definitely offload Phil Jones. Phil Jones has always been inconsistent. Was out of injury for a while and doesn't get in R11. Phil Jones is the only outfield player that's still here from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Jones has been long serving at Man United. He's endured 10 years at the club. I think we should offload Tuanzebe as well. Looks like we're going to be offloading Tuanzebe. You know, Tuanzebe doesn't get enough opportunities at Manchester United. We need to get rid of Diego Dalot permanently. We need to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. I think we also need to offload De Gea, but I don't think we're going to now. Because not so long ago, De Gea said he's convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's number one for next season. And, De Gea is determined to win his place back. De Gea has not sulked since losing his spot to Dean Henderson. De Gea's been long serving at Man United. He's endured 10 years at the club, and I reckon De Gea's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. But there's a lot of players that will stay at Man United, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Now, Solskjaer, I think he is our best manager since Ferguson, because in certain aspects he has brought consistency back. I am Ollie in at the moment, and I presume there's quite a lot of United fans that are Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer in. But I presume there's a lot of United fans that are Ollie out, especially with that loss against Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. I can assure Solskjaer's not the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. I think Solskjaer will be sacked at some point next season. Who's going to come in though to replace him if we do decide to sack him? The reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding him being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked now. Solskjaer's been in charge of Manchester United for 30 months, which is over 2 years. And reflecting now on he's been at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learned quite a bit on the job. And Solskjaer's endured 2 full seasons at Man United. Next season will be his 3rd full season. And I said, next season's going to be massive for Solskjaer, and I think he's aware of that. Solskjaer needs to win a trophy next season, because Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago now. Solskjaer has under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. To be honest with you, it is a mistake giving him this new 3-year contract, because I can assure he won't see out this new 3-year contract. But, these things I've got to credit Solskjaer for. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect, I am shocked. You've got to say he's done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Because, Solskjaer was inheriting a lot of deadwood when he came in, and he's still inheriting some deadwood now. I think Solskjaer has made good signings as Manchester United managers. When Sancho and that to Man United is official, I think he would have spent over £300 million. In the summer of 2019, Ollie brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, Solskjaer brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odin Ighalo in on loan, but we'll let Ighalo go in January. In the summer of 2020, Solskjaer brought Donny van de Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Amad Diallo, Traore, Facundo Palestri. We loaned Facundo Palestri out in January. And in the summer of 2020, we got 4 of those players on deadline day, don't forget. And obviously in this summer transfer window, we've got Tom Eaton in, and Jadon Sancho is incoming. Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he come in as well. In Solskjaer's first full season, he got us to 3 semi-finals. He got us a 3rd place finish. In his second full season, Solskjaer got us a 2nd place finish. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League. Last season, Solskjaer got us to the Europa League final. I know we didn't win it, but he deserved credit still for getting us to the Europa League final. It was his first major final as Man United manager. Last season got us to the FA Cup quarter final and got us to the EFL Cup semi final. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody has been given their chance. So they are the positives. Have obviously got me concerns about Ollie as well. You know, before Solskjaer was with us, he was at Mulder. He won a few Norwegian titles at Mulder, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells at Mulder, and before he was at Cardiff, he only enjoyed a short tenure at Cardiff. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting them relegated, and Solskjaer managing Man United reserve team, he watched some of this team grow and develop. But Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite knowing the club through thick and thin. You know, Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. The 3 managers we've sacked since Ferguson was David Moyes. We sacked him after 10 months. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years despite him winning the FA Cup. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield and getting us a 2nd place finish in his first season. So you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. We've overpaid for players in recent years, and in general our recruitment policy has been poor for a long time. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. But we'll never be the same team as was under Ferguson, not in my lifetime anyway. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.